we're going to look at visualizing data now. So there's several different types of graphs we could have to visualize. But really what we're doing is looking at our data in comparison to like what's around it. So if we're going to be making a frequency chart, depending on how often these numbers or categories are happening, then we got to talk about proportions of them. So we did this in the other section. So what I'm going to do is find the proportions, which is also called the relative frequency. So we know we have a total of, I think it was 28. I'm just going to double check. 14 and 10 is 24. Yeah, 28. So we have 28 students. So we have 14 out of 28 students that are choosing A for this quiz question. And I can divide those two and do 14 divided by 28. And it's going to give me 0.5, which is 50%. This next one is 4 out of 28, which as a percent gives 14%. And then 6 out of 28 gives me 21%. 0 out of 28 gives me 0%. And this last one, 4 out of 28, we've already done it, is 14%. Now really, all of these percentages should add to 100. So, let's double check. 50, 60, 71, 85, and then those are going to be 99. So it's close enough to 100 that it is good enough. Because not all of these are exact. This one, the 50% is exact. All these others are rounded. Okay? Alright, we can make a bar chart of this data. And it's just a visual chart, different than just laying it out like this. Because yeah, we can look at the numbers and we can see that 14 is larger than 6 or 4. This is just another way to visualize it. So we can put the letters down here. So we've got A, B, C, D, and E. The smallest amount was 0, which usually on the graph start at 0. And then the highest number was 14. And I'm just going to count by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So A had 14. B had 4. C had 6. D had 0. And E had 4. So you can kind of just look at this and see that, oh, A definitely had the most. And C had more than B and E. Let's look at a bar graph that's given to us and answer some questions. So let's say this is the 2020 model year cars available in the United States. So hatchback, minivan, sedan, sports, SUV, and wagon. What proportion of available cars were sports cars? So here's sports cars, and that looks about 10%. What proportion of available cars were sedans? Alright. It's between 30 and 35, closer to 35, so let's say 34. Which category of cars made up less than 5% of the models? So here's 5%. Less than would be hatchback and wagon. Our pie chart consists of a circle divided into wedges, and those wedges correspond to the different categories. So let's do the one for cars. So make a circle. Do my best to draw a circle. And then I can make different colors for the different types. So let's do hatchback in red, and that's under 5%. What's the highest percent? I'm going to write all of these. Let's say that's 4. Minivan is 5. Sedan was 34. Sports was 10. SUV was 44. And wagon probably also 4. I'm just going to draw the different ones. So let's see. 44 is under. Try and draw it in half. Is under half. So maybe like this. 34 is also under half. Half of half is 25, so it's more than that. I'm trying to make it look less. Oof. And then we have 2 of them that are 4%. One of them is 10%. And then the rest, let's just divide it in 3. So I'm doing my best to try and make things a little even. So hatchback is 4%. Oh. Minivan is 5%. Sedan is 34%. Do an orange. Sports is 10%. SUV is that 44%. And that last one, I don't have purple. Wagon, 4%. So you can see which one takes up like the bigger chunks, right? Another way we could look at data in a stem and leaf plot. So we have one column called the stems, which is usually, I guess it depends on the type of data, but it's going to be the tens digit. And then the leaves are the ones digits. So if I listed out these numbers, this is 5, 8, 9. And then this next one, we'd have 10, 10, 10, 13, 14, 14, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 15s. A 16, and then 2 19s. And then this one, we'd have 20s, 25s, and 29s. 30s, 35s, 40s, and 45. Nothing in the 50s, and then 60. Alright, how many prices are represented? So we just count the digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. What prices represent the 5 most expensive cards and then the 5 least expensive cards? Okay, the most expensive would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. I'm going with price wise and not double counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 30, 35, 40, 45, and 60. And then the least expensive, 5, 8, 9, 10, and 13. And what is the full data set? I have just listed all of it out already. Alright, we have something called When the bars touch like this, it's usually called a histogram. But we have different distributions and how like the data is spread out. So if they're relatively the same across the board, yeah, okay, we've got one that's definitely greater than the rest, but it's pretty much the same, definitely in comparison to the other types. It's called uniform. Right skewed is going to have a tail on the right. See how it like trails off? Left skews the opposite. It's going to have a tail at the left. And then symmetric looks like if I could cut this in half, it looks to be about the same on the left and the right. Alright, so we'll create one of these histograms here. So it's basically a fancy bar chart where the bars are touching. And usually in a histogram we have bins. So let's see. What are the values? So what's the smallest? I see 84, 82. 82 might be the smallest. And then the highest is at 120. Or is there one larger than that? Okay, so then maybe we could do bins like 80 to 89, 90 to 99, 100 to 109, 110 to 119, and then 120 to 129. Let's figure out how many are in each little category here. So 80 to 89. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 90 to 99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 100 to 109. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 110 to 119. 1, 2, and then 1. So, alright. Can make my little chart or bins here. 80 to 89. 90 to 99, 100 to 109, 110 to 119, and then 120 to 129. And then again, the highest is 14. So we'll start here at 0. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So from 80 to 89, there was 7. Was terrible. 7. 90 to 99, there was 6. 100 to 109, there was 14. 110 to 119, there was 2. And then there was 1. I think that is it. So if you have any questions, let me know.